Water wars leave one man dead, accused cop killer. Ladies and gentlemen, a very pleasant good morning. Now, two of my all-time favorite YouTube vlogger describe Jamaica as this. One, Jamaica is a Netflix series, and the other, Jamaica is a banana republic. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about an incident that happened recently. An incident that involves a police officer, an off-duty police officer, and a 43-year-old farmer. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it really bothers me to see how a simple thing as to allowing someone to fill 2 buckets of water lead to death and destruction, lead to 2 lives being damaged, lead to the scarring of a young man who actually witnessed this brutal killing of his father. Let's go to the Jamaica Observer and read and see how the story unfolds. Let's take a listen. St. Diacre, St. Anne, residents of the usually quiet community of St. Diacre, St. Anne, are seating today following the fatal shooting of one of their own allegedly by a member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force yesterday. Up to press time last night, there was no official report from the Jamaica Constabulary Force, which told the Jamaica Observer that the police are carrying out the investigation, while the Independent Commission of Investigation, INDECOM, is also running a probe. The dead man has been identified as 43-year-old Glester Dwayne White, otherwise known as Craig, a farmer and mason of St. Diacre. White's common-law wife, 34-year-old Dione Palmer, told the Observer that a neighbor sent her 2 children to collect water from a tank in the yard in which she lives with her family. According to Palmer, White told the children that they should not catch any water in his yard, as he was the one paying the lease for the land and had been the only one who fixed the tank. She, the mother of the 2 children, came down and started cursing, saying a parish council responsible for the land, so anybody can catch water on it, said Palmer. She said White reportedly proceeded to destroy the buckets which the children had carried to carry water, triggered an escalation of the argument. Palmer alleged that her neighbor's daughter contacted her boyfriend, who is a member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and when the off-duty cop arrived, the argument became even more heated. Me and Jaden stand up on the veranda and him say, "Mummy, them shoot daddy," said Palmer in reference to their 5-year-old son who reportedly witnessed the shooting. The little boy was later heard saying, "The police tell him, White, to step back," and me a bow, and him drop and him head turned over. According to residents, the water tank was used by the entire community before White moved to the area, but his common-law wife contended that it had several leaks which he spent his money to fix. Following the fatal shooting of the father of 5, who was described as hard-working, his neighbors turned their rod on the policeman and hurled several missiles at him. A car believed to belong to the policeman, who police sources said was chopped by White, and a house where it is said the cop's girlfriend and her mother lived were set ablaze by the angry resident, who told the Observer that the policeman and his girlfriend's family have since fled the community. Deputy Superintendent Kevin Chambers of the St. Anne Police Division told the Observer that a full probe is now underway and the cop is in hospital being treated. This is a very quiet community, and the police will ensure that the investigation is done, said Chambers. He said the police will maintain a presence in the area to prevent the incident from escalating, and that the Child Protection and Family Service Agency will be contacted to provide the 5-year-old who allegedly witnessed the killing of his father with adequate support. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that was a report of how the incident really happened in the Jamaica Observer. But there were more to the story, as the Jamaica Gleaner further report that the policeman was removed from frontline duty. Let's go to the Gleaner and see how this unfolds, and then I'm going to return with my commentary. The off-duty cop accused of fatally shooting 43-year-old Glester White in St. Diacre, St. Anne on Sunday has been removed from frontline duty as the police and the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, carry out their probes. The policeman has also been summoned to an interview by INDECOM, which is set for Tuesday. But even as investigations have been launched, scores of residents took to the streets on Monday in a fiery protest over the killing. Deputy Superintendent of Police Ryan Gale told the Gleaner that more than 100 residents protested on the streets between Lime Tree Gardens and St. Diacre. The crowd dissipated after Gale addressed the crowd, expressing condolences to White family and urging residents to come forward with information to assist a police probe. We're talking about the loss of a life here in a community that is a small and close-knit, so naturally persons are going to be a bit uneasy, and we as a police need to be empathetic towards that while ensuring that normalcy, law and order prevail, Gale told the Gleaner. Meanwhile, in a press statement on Monday afternoon, INDECOM Senior Police Relations Officer Danielle Anderson said that investigation from its Central Regional Office are probing White's killing. INDECOM confirmed that the policeman was not been named intervened in a dispute between White, who was reportedly armed with a machete, and residents over the sharing of a water tank. White was shot multiple times and he fell into the water tank. Now here is my commentary. First, ladies and gentlemen, I want to offer my condolences to the White family. Whenever a life is lost, it really hurts and touches the core of my heart, because a life lost cannot be regained. But let's look at what really took place. Now, I wasn't privy to all the information. I wasn't there on the spot, so I'm just saying based on the evidence that is disclosed in the newspapers. A water tank cost the life of a human being. A goddamn water tank. You know? A water tank. And I'm saying, it doesn't matter what happened there. One has to be careful whenever one gets into an heated conversation. You say, he say, she say, they say, those people say, and all that further anger and escalate any situation. Remember the saying, a quiet answer turneth away wrath. Remember that? Everything could have easily been sorted out if the conversation didn't get hot. No one has to also be careful. I know a lot of people are coming out and saying the policeman used overkill. And I personally, as a former member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, I agree. When you look at how the shots were placed on the body, I had the privilege of looking at the body based on the video that is circulating in social media. You'll see 3 shots almost in the center of the chest. There's another shot in the abdomen. There's another shot to the left of the abdomen. There's another shot in the left arm. I counted 6 shots. Then I heard somebody say there's another shot in the foot. 7 shots to take down a person. I understand in the United States, because I remember, and I told you before about Eleanor Bumpus, the 67-year-old grandmother who was emotionally disturbed. Police went to investigate. She had a knife in her hand The policeman opened fire. It was a sergeant, and he shot her complete arm off with a shotgun. He didn't have to shoot her a second time because that threat was immediately removed. No, he didn't do that. He went further to fire a second shot in the midsection of Eleanor bumpers, killing her instantaneously. Now when you look at the amount of shots were fired, I'm saying, what was going on there? Was this man really attempting to chop this police officer who's armed with a firearm? No, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to misquote the newspaper. I'm going to read just that little part, which is very, very important. The little boy was later heard saying the police tell him and the bracket White to step back, and me hear bow, bow, and him drop and him head turn over. So that tells me that there must have been some advancement. But 7 shots. Did the policeman have to fire 7 shots? I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to give my opinion because I was not there. But 7 shots, to me personally, in my personal opinion, it's overkill. 7 shots is overkill. But let's hear how this unfolds in the court of law. Because sometimes a person can be emotionally disturbed. Not saying that Mr. White was, but sometimes in a situation, if a person who is emotionally disturbed and you're shooting 1 time, 2 times, 5 times, they will keep coming at you. Wherever they get the strength from, we don't know. So it has been proven in other cases where the person's under the influence of alcohol or some drugs or something. So let's hear from you. I really want to hear from you, the public. Was 7 shots too much? Was 7 shots an overkill? Was 7 shots a wanton taking of a human being's life by another? This is sad. And as my 2 favorite vloggers says, Jamaica is a Netflix series. What the hell is going to happen next? And my other favorite vlogger says, owing to the fact that the government is not looking out for its citizens, Jamaica is a banana republic. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Please like, share, and I need your comment in this one. Also, if you've never subscribed to my channel, now is the time to do so. Thank you very much.